As soon as Rachel stepped into the grand hall of the Aldridge Conservatory, silence didn't greet her, ridicule did. "Is this a cosplay tea party or a professional audition?" A tall blonde girl in a designer gown sneered, eyes fixed on Rachel's wrinkled coat and the faded cloth in her hands. A judge leaned toward another and muttered, "Did the food delivery girl take a wrong turn?" In the front row, Tristan Hale, the acclaimed violin prodigy known as much for his arrogance as his talent, laughed and said, "Go ahead and play, if you know how. I could use a little entertainment." Rachel said nothing. She simply unwrapped the cloth to reveal a deep red violin, weathered, beautiful, and unmistakably rare. The room froze. Tristan's smirk faltered. She stood with her glasses slightly crooked, black hair tucked behind her ears. She didn't respond to the blonde girl, nor to the judge or the crowd whispering insults and bets. She adjusted the violin on her shoulder, calm as if she were alone. A boy in a silk scarf snorted from the back, "Bet she's here on a dare." 30 minutes earlier, the receptionist had almost turned her away, holding up her invitation like it was fake. "This is an invite-only program. No walk-ins." Rachel had handed her a letter-worn stationery bearing the crest of the conservatory. The receptionist sighed and muttered, "Standards are slipping," before reluctantly letting her through. The comments didn't stop. A woman in a fur coat whispered to her child, "Another one who thinks she's special because she learned a piece off YouTube." Someone near the stage laughed, "Her case looks like it's holding potatoes, not a violin." Still, Rachel said nothing. When she stepped up, the room buzzed with cruelty dressed as curiosity. Her fingers unwrapped the violin slowly, as if the cloth was skin and she was revealing a wound. A girl in red whispered, "She's probably a diversity quota. Watch, she'll start crying halfway through." Her friend added, "That violin's probably on loan from a GoFundMe." Rachel's jaw tightened. Her grip on the bow didn't shake. When Tristan mocked her again, "Even food runners think they can audition now," she didn't even blink. She raised the violin under the stage lights. Its wood shimmered like blood and memory. Then came the whispers. "That's the Grancini. Lost for 50 years. An elderly professor stood abruptly. "Where did you get that?" Rachel answered quietly, "It belonged to my grandfather." "May I play?" The professor nodded, stunned. A judge scoffed. "Pretty violins don't make pretty players." Rachel began tuning no tuner, just instinct. A skeptical faculty member flicked on a frequency meter. The reading hit perfect. "Only someone with over 10,000 hours can tune by ear like that," he whispered. 10 seconds, said a judge impatiently. "Or leave." Rachel lifted her bow. Someone in the back laughed, "She's stalling." Another whispered, "She'll butcher it." But she began anyway, the opening of Bach's Partita in D minor. The first note landed like a stone in still water. The room fell still. The girl who joked about YouTube sat frozen. A leather-jacketed student whispered, "Let's see her handle the middle." She did. And more. Rachel's music rose, note after note, carrying something raw, something more than skill. It carried history, pain, defiance. In the third row, a professor dropped his program. "It's her. Rachel Lynn. The Prodigy. She disappeared after the Academy fire 12 years ago." Some tried to object. "This isn't fair," a woman shouted. "My son followed every rule." Rachel didn't respond. She played on. Someone accused her of being a media plant. A student scoffed, "She's just viral bait." Then, she stopped only for a moment and said, looking straight at Tristan, "Remember Berlin, 2012? I dropped out so you wouldn't lose rank." His face went pale. The silence that followed wasn't reverence, it was reckoning. When she began Shaq On, it wasn't music anymore. It was something alive. A sound that bruised. A woman in the back started crying. A boy in a hoodie whispered, "She's not faking this." His mother tried to hush him. By the final section, people were shaking. Crying. Ashamed. A critic stopped writing. A young violinist dropped her bow. And Rachel played. For no one. For everyone. For herself. 6 weeks later, a poster appeared outside Carnegie Hall. Rachel Lynn, no makeup, glasses slipping, violin wrapped in the same faded cloth. The concert sold out. She bowed once. No smile. Then walked off stage. Backstage, a quiet man held her case. He didn't speak. Just waited for her like he always had. The fallout came fast. Claire DuPont, the blonde in the gown, lost her sponsorship deal. Judge Melissa Crane was removed from the board. The silk scarf boy got exposed online for mocking underprivileged applicants. The red dress whisperer deleted all her socials. The world remembered Rachel Lynn. But she didn't stay. She was already at a small community center, teaching children how to hold a bow. One kid asked, "Why don't you play on big stages all the time?" Rachel smiled gently. "I play where the music needs me." No one clapped. No one needed to. The truth had already been played.